Okay, so how many counties have the name Washington? We're going to select by attributes. So we go selection, select by attributes. And we'll go to the name. So I can click in here and I can hit N. Oh, maybe not. You have to scroll down to N. Oh, sorry. That's a common mistake. So when I go to select by attributes, you have to pick the layer that you want to use. So I'm going to use counties. And then I see name is just sitting there. Name equals. I did name, and then I hit the equals button, and I do get unique values. And one of them is going to be Washington. So I can start typing a W, A, S, H, I, N, and there's Washington. And I can just hit apply, and it will apply that, and it will select 31 counties named Washington. The other way to do it, that's less precise, is to just sort it, go down to the W's, and select all the Washingtons. So select the bottom one, and then hold Shift and select the top one, and 31. So you're more likely to get the wrong answer if you do it this way, unless you've been doing this for a little while. So that first one is 31. And so now, once I have all those selected, if I want to get the total population, I can just get statistics on that field, and it will just give me the total population for whatever's selected. So I can go to, I think, a 2010 population, and I'll just do statistics. Oh my gosh. I think you're having a stroke. That's it's not gonna make any sense on the video, that inside joke. So if I just do statistics, it'll only give me the stuff that's selected. So the sum is whatever that is. 2 million people live in counties that are called Washington. Seems like a lot. So sometimes what I'll do is, just to make sure that it's giving me just the selection, I can remove the selection and then get the sum again, get statistics, and I see it's way more than 2 million. So yeah, it was only the things I had selected that it was giving me in the statistics. And that's not immediately obvious that that's doing that. But you can see, like, if I just selected one of them and I got statistics, it would only give me the statistics for one of them. And then which has the largest area? So again, I'll just select all the ones that say Washington, and it can do this a bunch of ways. The cheapest way to do it would be to just now sort square miles. So SQMI is the area, and if I just sorted that descending, and then I went and I found the first highlighted Washington, right? And this is totally bootleg, like not how you're supposed to do it. It would be Washington, Maine, actually. The way you probably should do it, maybe, I don't know. I like that way enough, I guess. Let's just go with that. So Washington, Maine. Probably a way you can do it in a query. But I don't think she, in the book, intended you to do a query like that at this point. So it'll come to me how she wanted us to do it in a second, I'm sure. So question 3. Calculate the percentage of the population in each state that is African American. Okay. For this one, we don't already have that information, so we got to calculate it, of course, right? So we're going to make a new field, so add field, and we're going to make it a double, because that's all we use for numbers in this class. And we can just do %AFM, maybe, for a nice... since we're in a geodatabase, we could just do percentage underscore of African American, or something like that. We can do it as long as we want, but I'm like, since I grew up on shapefiles, I'm so nervous about having anything over 8 characters, because remember I showed you, if you export to a shapefile, you're going to lose all your extra characters. So you'd only have like percenta, and then you'd be like, well, what is this for? And people wouldn't know. Anyway, I'm sure we'll run across that issue again. So then percentage would be a number of African American people divided by the total amount of African American people, of course. Sorry, divided by the total population. So I happen to know that black is African American divided by Pop 2010. That'll give me a decimal, which, wait, what did it ask me to do? Okay, so it's not asking me a question yet. It's just having me calculate the percentage for each state. Oh, sorry, it's state too. I did it in counties. Whoops. Let's do the exact same thing again, except for states. Add field, double, set FM. Now we'll just divide black divided by total pop again. Oh, pop 2010. Okay, and I get these decimals, but I can go, if I right click and do properties, I can make them percentages. And then the question is, does this already represent a percentage, or is this a decimal and you want me to show it as a percentage? And for now, it's a decimal and we want it to show as a percentage. So, and then you can, numeric options, you can take all the decimals away if you want. The extra, like 6 decimal places. So to do that, I would just take this down to like 2 decimal places. And now it looks like you were used to seeing. Like a nice clean percent. Okay, so the questions are, which state has the largest number of African Americans? So that would be just sort the black field. Descending, and then it would give me the biggest number on top, so New York. So New York. State. And the next question is state with highest percent black. Whoops. Oh wow, that's a new button. Advanced sorting? Wow, ArcMap. Impressed. Would be, well, Mississippi, because Washington, D.C. is not a state, but if you put Washington, D.C., I won't take points off. Okay. Okay, so that's reviewing that. Then, yeah, questions 9 and 10. All right, so similar stuff here. Question 9, using major cities layer. All right, let's turn on the major cities. What is the determine how many people in the U.S. lived in state capitals in 2007. Okay, so it turns out that there is a field in here that allows you to pick capitals, and I don't know which one it is. I think. Oh, is it just capital? Yes, no. Thank you. Aha! There we go. Yeah, beautiful. How many people? Right. So I'm going to select all my capitals. Not national. And I'm going to just do statistics on 2007 population because they specified 2007. All right, so there's my sum. Whatever that is. Question 9. People in capital. Isn't capital OL or something? No, it is AL. All right, and then the next question is, what is the smallest, largest, and average? Well, it's all right here. Easy enough. You just take all that, and that's your answer. Basically, right? So they give it all to you. And we know that if you have something selected, it'll give you the information for just those types of things. Okay, and then the last one was question 10. Which state has the highest percentage of owner-occupied housing units? All right, so let's make some more percentages. Add a field for owner-occ percent. Owner-occupied housing units, so HU maybe percent. Oh, I did short Andrew. It's not going to work, so I'm going to delete it. But it's a little annoying if you do that, and then you do your calculations, and then you realize you made the wrong type of field, as Matt found. Okay, so then I want to divide owner-occupied units by the total number of housing units. So I'm going to do owner-occ divided by, housing units, yeah. All right, and again, we can do that if we want to format those decimals like percentages. We can go to percentage. It's already decimal, please show it as a percentage, and then we can do numeric options, just show 2 decimal places. And then you get a nice percentage. So the question is, which state has the highest percentage of that? So we'll descend them. Wow, 96% of all units in, I did it in cities, darn it. I do that kind of thing all the time. One more time. Let's figure this out again. So you can see, you will continue to make these types of mistakes forever. Yeah, and when this stuff is new, it's like, oh, look, I had one selected, so it messed it up. So if I take it off, do it again, it saves it. Beautiful. Lots of menus. That's kind of a typical thing. Yeah, it was surprising that a state had 90% owner-occupied units. All right, Minnesota. Everybody owns their house in Minnesota. Which one has the lowest? Okay, that's easy. New York. Makes sense. Create a map showing percentages using a standard deviation classification method. So your map should look like... Oh, remember we talked about this in class. Where it's not obvious where that standard deviation comes in. It's just one of the ways you can color it. So if we do quantities, and we do our new field that we just made, and then we do classify, and this is where we can pick a standard deviation. And that's it. So if you had just done this for that question, like just screenshot and map, that would have been fine. And that's it. I guess you want to go over the cost of living thing as well?
I just have a question.
Sure.
So, when I was doing like the Washington one to figure out like how many channels in Washington,
Yeah.
somehow I changed all the Washingtons to 0.
Oh,
Do you know how, like,
I
to do
bet
that?
I can guess.
Or how to fix that?
Yeah, sure. Well, let's get a couple answers there. 1 second. All right, so exercise 6. Let's see. I'm gonna bet that you went into counties and you selected them all named Washington. You probably did it with a select by attribute, and you can see these are the ones you're Washington. And then you did somehow you were trying to calculate something, and by mistake you did this. Maybe is that what it looks like?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I would do is, and everything else is still a name. So what I would do is do this same thing, except this time search for a 0. Or if it's a number, you don't have to put quotes around it, so you can just do name equals 0. Or, oh, didn't like that either. Okay, it likes the quotes, I take it back. And then now that those 31 are selected, just right click and field calculate and type in Washington. So you can type in quotes and then Washington and then end quotes if you want to push a text value back in. And that's important. That's actually really helpful. That's not obvious either. Because text fields can't take numbers, but they require special stuff like putting quotes around them. And it's like, it feels probably extremely random now that you have to do that. But as you get more into like Excel and stuff, like that's just kind of a thing that, like, or programming, if you get into programming, like you'll notice numbers computers can do, but text they can't do. So you gotta like tell it, hey computer, now we're gonna put text in, you know, like, and then I'll tell you when we're gonna stop putting text in with the end of the quotes, you know, like, so it's kind of a, anyway, so if you do that, then it will push it back in there.